Hi everyone, I am not just here to sell you a house. I am here to help you succeed in Costa Rica. And so today we're going to talk about, this is part one in a two-part series on how to live well and cheap in Costa Rica. Sarah Breitlander here, co-owner of KRAIN Luxury Real Estate.
And today I'd like to show you one of our top luxury listings.
Hi everyone, Sarah Breitlander here with KRAIN Real Estate, and I hope you are happy and well wherever you may be. Today's topic is very near and dear to my heart, but first, if you like these topics in this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the like button. Today I wanted to do something a little different, and it's really important to me for a couple reasons. Number one, some people move down here and love it down here, and Costa Rica adds a quality of life sometimes that most of the time that they've never had before, and that's amazing, and it's amazing to see. There are also people who've moved down here and hated it and moved back, and I hate to see that, and I wonder sometimes, what is the difference there, right? What's going on there? Most of the time, I will say when people, if they come here and they move back, it's usually because maybe they kind of have to. Maybe, they have an ailing parent that they need to care for, or another family member, or maybe one of their high school children, don't like the school here as well, and they miss their friends at home, something like that. And so sometimes it's something they need to do, they don't really want to do. But sometimes it is something they want to do. And I think to myself, what do people who move down here, why do they thrive and do differently, right, than the people who don't love it? And Costa Rica is not for everyone. I'll be the first to say that, and that's okay. But I love it here. And secondly is I do have, that's one reason I wanted to do this video. And secondly, I have people come up to me sometimes and they say, Sarah, you look like you're thriving down here. You look great and happy. And sometimes people tell me, they'll say, you look younger than you looked when you moved down here, which was 12 years ago, by the way. And of course I think, wonderful, thank you, that's great. And you know what, I do feel younger. I do feel younger, and I feel stronger, and I can run further, and I'm happier, and I'm less stressed. And so I feel like I'm thriving. And so what am I doing? So anyway, I just wanted to share with you some simple things that I think if people implemented, they would have a better chance of success here. So it's how to live well in Costa Rica, some simple things that I do. And also I put, how to live well and cheap in Costa Rica, because most of these things are very inexpensive, if not completely free. So let's get started. Number one on how to live well and cheap in Costa Rica. Wake up early and go to bed early. So some of you may not know this, but Costa Rica's sun rises and sun sets almost exactly the same time throughout the year. They don't really have a winter where there's less sunlight and a summer where there's more sunlight. And it really only deviates like, I think, 25 minutes the whole year of timing. And it rises very early, and it sets very early. So the sun will rise here around 5:30, between 5 and 5:30, and it will set at like 6:30. So you will see that people get up earlier and go to bed earlier. I think that's a wonderful thing. I say adjust to that and embrace it, because the mornings are the most spectacular time here. And I can tell, back in Chicago and my corporate life, my life as an attorney, I remember having to drag myself out of bed. I was like, oh my God, I gotta get to work at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and I would work really late and I would come home, but sometimes it would be 9 o'clock at night, and on a summer it would still be a little daylight, right? And here I've totally adjusted, and I think that is a really great thing. So it may happen naturally because your circadian rhythms will get used to it, and most of your friends here, everyone gets up early and goes to bed early, because when it gets dark, it gets dark. I mean, there are no street lights. Like, the beaches are black. Like, there's no way am I walking on that. You know, you can't see in front of you. The only light you have are the stars, right? There's no city life. There's no nightlife, really. So I say embrace that. Wake up early, go to bed early, and work with that natural rhythm, because if you don't do that, you're gonna be missing the best part of the day. Okay, number 2, this kind of goes along with waking up early. As I said before, you know, I used to have to drag myself out of bed in the morning. Now I wake up and I'm anxious to get out of bed. Why? Because the mornings are the best time of the day, and I get up and walk outside. So my number 2 is to get up in the morning and do something. Many people go to play pickleball or tennis, but you don't have to do, or they go swim. But you don't have to do that much activity if that's not your thing. It's, you know, I like to take a walk. And even, they say even 20 minutes of walking in the morning is life-changing. And certainly if you do it in the morning and the afternoon. And I agree with that. Every morning I take a walk. It's my time to myself. My thoughts are clear, the birds are out, there's no winter, and there's really no reason not to. It's hard to find an excuse not to get out and walk in the morning, and I love that. Even in rainy season, it typically doesn't rain in the mornings, you know, so it's usually, if it rains every day, it would be in the afternoon. So I think you should get up and walk early. It's a great way to start your day. It's completely 100% free, and I highly recommend it. Okay, number 3, this is more practical, but plan, if you're living in Costa Rica, plan your meals and your trips to the grocery store. Why? Because remember, we don't have, and most people here are thankful for it, we don't have all of the fast food restaurants down here. Very few, in other bigger towns it's different. There are more restaurants that deliver, but very few restaurants in my beach town even deliver. So you need to be prepared. So you need to be prepared what you're having for dinner that night. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck trying to have someone deliver food to you, which is going to be more expensive, and, you know, kind of, you know, last minute, right? So if you plan it out, it's better. Also, you're going to save a lot of money if you plan when you go to the grocery stores, because the local grocery stores, we call them supers here, they're great. They have everything you need, but they're pricey, right? Because a lot of tourists use them. So I think it's a great idea to go to a larger supermarket. We do it a couple times, every 2 weeks, a couple times a month, and that's where we buy our staples, and we kind of load up, and then we supplement through the week with the local farmers markets. Once a week we get fresh fruits and veggies, and then if we need something that we forgot or a specialty item, we go to the local super to buy that. At a bit of a higher price, but that's a great way to get a rhythm in place, to save money, and to be able to plan your meals. So I highly recommend that. I never did that in Chicago. I worked all the time, so I ordered in all the time, and I had to completely shut that off and start new when I moved down here. So that's what I recommend to my friends and my clients. Number 4, get to know your community. This is one of the reasons you're down here, is to add to your quality of life. And so many people that have moved down here were seeking the same thing. So you are with like-minded people who want to move down here to better their life. So you're with some really cool people down here, and get to know them. Stop and say hi on the side of the street. Use English if it's another expat. Hola them if it's in Spanish. If you can't speak to them, you'll sign language. Get to know your community members. I think it's a great thing. They also have WhatsApp. If you don't have it, get it, because everyone uses it in Costa Rica. It's a text service, and they have a lot of community chat. So wherever you end up, you'll have a community chat, and there's always community neighborhood associations, whether it's in a gated community or not. you will have a local association, and they're just a group of homeowners and local community members who watch out for each other, have each other's back, talk about things that are going on in the community. So get involved. They didn't have WhatsApp chats when we moved down here. So, you know, all of the people who've been here a long time, they're like, oh, these newcomers today, they have it so easy. We didn't have that, but I love it. And it's a great way for you to get involved and to be welcomed by your community. Number 5, set up a routine. I think this is important for a couple reasons. Number 1, you know, it is paradise down here and there are a lot of vacationers, and it's very easy to fall into that trap if you're not in a routine to just go around and be like, oh, I walked the beach, and then 4 hours later, you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing today. So get a routine in place. And another really cool thing related to that is you are, as my husband says, the architect of your own life, meaning that in this case, that you can work anywhere you want. And some people are still working. They're working remotely. Some people are retired or they're not working, but you still have to sit down in front of a computer, right? You still have to pay your bills. You still have to do personal work, whatever that is. So I say get a routine, you know, do some of that at your house, but there are a gazillion restaurants around here that have amazing views of the ocean. They're maybe in the jungle, they're in gardens. Use that. Go buy a cup of coffee, sit with your computer, sit at a lovely table facing the ocean, and get your work done for 2 hours or 6, whatever it is. Get your work done there. Set up a routine. If you do that the right way, you can work from multiple amazing places during the day and make that a part of your life. And some of these places, like if you took a photograph, I mean, people on vacation are like, this is my dream to have this view. You could have that every day, just taking your laptop and setting up a routine. So I think you should capitalize on that and do it. Number 6, I really don't want to end with a whammy, but it's number 6. So this is the part 1 and a part 2 series. We're gonna end here, but number 6, be sure you don't set unreasonable expectations on Costa Rica. Is it paradise? Yes. But, you know, you still have to pay your bills. That's what I say. So is it a beautiful place and a beautiful place to live? Yes. Do I love it here? Yes. But it won't fix your problems. You know, you still have to pay utility bills in Costa Rica. You're still gonna have some of the same problems you have at home down here. So sometimes I feel like, you know, people just think all their worries will go away, you know, to some extent when they move to Costa Rica. And you're still gonna face those same challenges. Life is always full of challenges and problems, but it's how you handle them. So I think don't expect Costa Rica to fix all your problems, but definitely, for me at least, Costa Rica was a way to move down and process things and try to live a better life. So maybe, you know, you can come down here, breathe a little bit, calm, and then, okay, here are the steps I'm gonna take to de-stress on a daily basis and try to get my, you know, my mental health, whatever, in a place I want it to be. Use Costa Rica for that, to go through that experience, but don't expect the fact that you're moving to Costa Rica alone to fix that. Sorry, it's a little bit of a whammy, but I just like to say it because, and I will say as a positive matter that Costa Rica has helped me on multiple levels, through multiple challenges in my life, because I was able to walk the beach, right? Or if you're going through rehabilitation, there's a lot of pools here. So, you know, people, that's how you should use Costa Rica. And I think Costa Rica is a very healing place. It has been for me. But it all depends on how you look at it and how you use it. Okay, so that is part 1 in this 2-part series of how to live well and pretty cheap in Costa Rica. If you like this, join me for part 2. Stay happy and well wherever you may be. Thanks for watching, and Pura Vida.